Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello, my block 4. So for today's lesson, I'm going to go through question 11 onwards, and I will give you hints on how to answer some of these questions. Okay? Right, for question 11, basically we have a methylbenzene that we started with. Okay, so from methylbenzene on to a benzoic acid is in your A2 syllabus. Okay, so this is called the oxidation of the alkyl arenes. If we look at root number 4 and 5, so this is the tricky bit. Okay, they want you to draw the intermediate H. Now the intermediate in this case does not mean your carbocation intermediate or whatsoever. Okay, you have to understand that we are not looking at the mechanism, we are looking at the root. Basically each number represents a reaction, not the steps in a mechanism. Okay, so now the hint is, first, if we look at our starting material, if you want to look at root number 4 and root number 5, you have to look at your methyl group and then what you end up with. Okay, initially you have a CH3 and then you have a CH2OH. So clearly in this reaction, nothing is happening in the benzene ring. So this has nothing to do with your A2 syllabus. Okay, it is in fact your AS syllabus. So now we have to think about how we are going to convert your alkane into a certain functional group here that can enable us to convert that functional group H into an alcohol. Okay, so you can see here that this is an alkane, this is an alcohol. Now if you were in the exam for this, okay, you have to think of all the possible reactions and all the possible products of alkane. Okay, alkane can go into an alkene. Alkane can also go into an halogenoalkane. Okay, as a matter of fact, the answer is a halogenoalkane. Okay, why alkane cannot go to an alkene? Because you only have one carbon in the side chain, right? So this is in fact a halogenoalkane. That H is a halogenoalkane that you have to identify. Okay, so that is all the hint that I'm going to give you. Now moving on to root 6 down here. Okay, you can see that we are combining a carboxylic acid and an alcohol. Okay, so this gives you a hint that this reaction is called the esterification reaction. Okay, esterification reaction. And how do you know that? If you look at this new bond that you are forming, COOC, that's your ester bond. Okay, so that's all the hints that I'm going to give you for question 11. Basically, you have to draw the formula of intermediate H, and then you have to write down the reagents and conditions, state the type of reaction. Remember, when you write down the type of reaction, please write down the complete mechanism. Okay, if that particular reaction doesn't have a mechanism, then you just write down the name of the reaction. Okay, moving on to question 12. Basically, this is something similar as well. I think this looks familiar to one of the questions that you did earlier on, but it's okay. Right, CH3 methylbenzene. So no, I will erase that. So we will look at root number 1 first here. Okay, you start with a methylbenzene and then you end up with an additional chlorine, and that chlorine is sitting on your benzene ring. So that means this reaction involves the reaction in the benzene ring. Reaction in benzene ring. So you know that's your A2 stuff. Okay, you are adding that chlorine onto the benzene ring. So please look at that reaction. Now, if we look at reaction number 2, the difference or the changes that has been made is on the chlorine. The chlorine has been added into the alkane. Okay, this is an alkane group. I know it's an alkyl group, but because nothing is happening in the benzene ring, so we just focus on this alkyl group, which is essentially an alkane group. Okay, so this reaction is a reaction in the alkane. Basically, you are substituting one of the hydrogen in alkane with chlorine. Okay, so that's your AS stuff. Route number 3. Okay, we go from a methylbenzene onto a benzoic acid. So that means changes have been done here. Okay, CH3 to COOH. Now this is the reaction of an alkyl arene. Okay, step number 4 is something that you have not done before. Okay, so for step number 4, I am going to give you the steps. Basically, you are converting carboxylic acid into an acyl chloride. Okay, so I'll give you the answer. For step number 4, you need Sockle 2. Okay, that is all you need, right? Reaction 1, reaction 3, you should already know the answers to that. So that's question 12, hints for you. Okay, let me just write this down. Will be covered later. Okay, right. Next one, question 13. Okay, so let's have a look at question 13. Starting with a methylbenzene, you have attached a nitro group. Okay, so this is called nitration. Right. In reaction 2, the thing that has been changed is the methyl going on to a benzoic acid. Okay, so that is a reaction in your alkyl arene. It is in your A2. Please look it up. I will just call it reaction in the alkyl arene. Okay, I will not tell you the name of this reaction, otherwise it would be easy for you, right? NO2 to NH2 in reaction 3, if you notice that the changes that happens here is this one. Okay, this is something that you have not covered yet, so I will give you the answer. For reaction 3, it would be tin plus concentrated HCl. Okay, so that's all that you need. Actually, for number 4, no. Number 4, you can figure it out. Hint, if you look at reaction number 4, the only thing that's changing is the one that is attached to your here. Okay, you started with a COOH and then you have a COOCH2CH3. If you draw it out, I hope you can see that that is an ester. COOCH2CH3. So that is an ester. Okay, so this is a carboxylic acid. You form an ester. What do you need the carboxylic acid to react with to form an ester? Okay, so that's what you have to figure out. So for reaction 4 is esterification. esterification, I can't spell. Cation, yep, you get it. Please write down for this question the reagents and the conditions, okay? Most of you remember writing down the conditions and then you forget the reagents, right? Reagents is like, if you're adding chlorine, then you need to use Cl2, right? Condition is things like catalyst, temperature, light. These are all conditions. Reagents is the reactant that you use. Okay, next is question 14. That was question 13. Okay, question 14. Basically, the first part is just telling you that COOH activates the third position. Okay, this is the third position. And then it tells you CH3 activates the 2 position and the 4 position. Okay, so for the question below, use this information to suggest the likely structure for the organic product of each of the following reactions. So you need to think about the position. Okay, use the hint above to determine the position of your electrophile. Okay, bearing in mind that this first part, you have nitro group where it activates the third position. Okay, here you have a COOH. Hold on. Oh, COOH that activates the third position. Okay, so I'll leave you to work it out because that's quite straightforward. All you have to do is determine the position. If I give you the answer to the position, then it would be easy. Okay, next one is the last one. I think it's the last one, yeah. So you start with an ethyl benzene and then you add reaction 1 plus iodine. Okay, let's see about that. Why do you need an iodine for that? Odd. Okay, so let's just see what's happening here. Okay, so in the first reaction, you have added chlorine onto the alkyl part of the alkyl benzene. So that means this has nothing to do, the reaction has nothing to do with the benzene. So it is in fact a reaction in the alkane. Okay. Reaction 2, again, the changes is being made here. You go from a halogenoalkane to an alkene. Okay, so this is the reaction of a halogenoalkane to alkene. Yes, you have to look at your notes. Haloalkane to alkene. Okay, and then alkene to polystyrene is polymerization. Polymerization. I can't spell. Okay, so these are mostly, I don't know why it's here, but these are mostly your AS stuff. During the structure of the repeat unit of the polystyrene, please refer to your AS notes. Polymers is under the topic of alkenes. Okay, there are several polymers. Deduce the structural formula of the other monomer. Okay, so this polymer consists of 2 monomers. Okay, monomer is the starting unit. Monomer 1 and monomer 2. So there are several polymers that consist of phenylethene. Okay, so the first one, monomer, is phenylethene. So you have to find the other one based on the structure of the polymer. You have to find what is the other monomer. Okay, monomer usually has double bond. in the starting as the starting point, right? So that is all for the hints. Okay, if you have any problems of if or if some of these questions are not clear, please let me know. Okay, right. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you, everyone.